Hello guys, this is IPTech here and I'm back with another video. I know I haven't done a video in a while, but some personal stuff came up so that I had to deal with, so I wasn't able to post any videos until now, but I'm back at it, and I'm back at it with another PC build. This is going to be the best budget editing PC build, so it's going to be a low cost editing PC that can get you started on your YouTube career. So if you want to make YouTube videos and want to edit some videos and you need a PC to do that, this is a great cheap option. It's over a very good PC build. So the price, the overall price for the build is going to be about £600, which is a good price for a decent editing PC. So first, the parts, and what I chose for this build in terms of processor is the AMD's FX8320. This is a 3.5 GHz 8-core processor, which I'm using in my own system, so I can validate that it is a very good CPU that's going to give you some very good editing performance, and it can be decently overclocked, provided that you have a decent CPU cooler and motherboard. Should give you enough performance, and in terms of editing and rendering videos, it should perform better than like an i5 4670K or 4690K, or even maybe the new 6600K Skylake CPUs as well. So this is a very good overclockable CPU that at the moment it's very cheap, so the price per performance ratio is very good for this CPU and I highly recommend it. So next is the CPU cooler, and you need a decent CPU cooler in order to get a decent overclock. If you overclock in at all, or just otherwise keep the temperature pretty low on CPUs. As you know, AMD CPUs can get pretty hot. So the CPU cooler I chose is the Cooler Masters Hyper 212 Evo, which again I'm using in my own system, and I can validate that it's a very good CPU cooler and it keeps my temperatures on my CPU below 60 degrees at all times, even under full 100% load, which is a very good. I have my CPU overclocked to 4.4 GHz at the moment, and it's keeping it nice and cool. So it's a very solid CPU cooler, and I cannot recommend it enough, especially at the price. It's only £25 at the moment. So next is the motherboard, and the motherboard I chose is the Gigabyte GA-970A-UD3P. So I've recommended this board before, and the reason I'm recommending it now is because it's a very solid motherboard with some very solid VRMs, which is going to provide you a good overclock if you want to overclock. And it's got all the features that you would need for DIMM slots that go up to 200 MHz with RAM, and so it supports 4 RAM DIMMs, and it does have crossfire support, but no SLI support. You have USB 3.0 headers on the motherboard, so if your case supports USB 3.0, you can take advantage of that, and it's over a very good motherboard. And again, I am using it in my own system, and I can validate that it's a very good motherboard that's allowed me to overclock my CPU very high, and the VRM on the motherboard is very high quality. Gigabyte do make pretty good board. Next we have the memory, and for this I chose the Kingston HyperX Fury White series, 16 gigs of memory. It's a DDR3 1866 MHz. So yeah, I've chosen 16 gigahertz because 16 gigabytes, sorry, because it's an editing PC. Like an editing software is gonna take more advantage of it. So the more you throw an editing software, the better it is, as it's gonna take advantage of all of it. Next is storage, and for this I chose SSD and hard drive. For the SSD, I chose the Samsung's 850 EVO Series 250 gig solid state drive. This is pretty cheap at the moment. For 250 gigs you get for about £66, which is very cheap. As I remember back a few months ago, it was like 100 or over 100 plus for 250 gigs, so it's very cheap at the moment, so I'd recommend getting it. And any modern build should include an SSD, as the performance that it gives you in terms of the operating system and boot times as well, it's pretty impressive. If you install your programs and stuff on this solid state drive, should give them a nice boost in performance. The 250 gigs is probably not going to be enough for mass storage, so that's why I chose a hard drive. It's the Western Digital Cavier Blue 1TB hard drive. It's a very good fast hard drive and very reliable as well, and you have 1 TB of storage, which should be plenty for all your media. Next is the graphics card. For this I chose the EVGA G4 GTX 950. Sorry, it's not the Ti, it's just a 950. It's a very good entry level graphics card. It's not going to give you the best performance, but it's not a gaming PC, so you can do some decent gaming at 1080p with this card. So I've just thrown in there just in case you want to do some gaming. But if you want to make the build even cheaper, you can go for something like a 750 Ti, like I'm using at the moment. That's still going to give you some decent some decent performance as well in terms of gaming at 1080p, and it's gonna be much cheaper, under £100 I think you can get them at the moment. Next is the case, and I'm using my favorite case of all time. Is the NZXT S340. It's the white edition. It's gonna match our RAM and overall build, and this is a very solid case with some very decent build quality. The stakes as well, it looks very good, and it's got a massive big side panel that's got the window on it, and so you can see all your components. And very decent, very good cable management, and it's gonna hide your power supply. It's got a power supply shroud that hides everything, and it's overall a very good case that I can strongly recommend for the price at the moment. And finally, it's the power supply. For this I chose the EVGA 500W A+ bronze certified power supply. So you get 500 watts, which is more than enough to power the system, even if it's overclocked, and it's got A+ bronze efficiency, so it's very efficient and it's going to save you on your electricity bill. So EVGA makes some of the best power supplies at the moment, and this is one a very high quality power supply for the price, which is £42 at the moment. It's extremely cheap. It's overall a very good power supply, and I can recommend it. So in the end, the build came up to exactly £609, £9.27, which is a bit over the budget, and this is over a very solid PC build it's going to give you some decent editing performance. And this is it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.